We about to roll. All right, we got another episode of In Brotherly Love. Look, y'all stay tuned. We're going to have real in-depth discussion to talk about a serious topic and a topic that everybody has an opinion about. There's not too many neutrals when it comes to what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to have some fun. We're going to keep it cordial. Ain't gonna be no fist fights, no slapping, no, it might be a little sparring, a little tete-a-tete, but that's about it. We're gonna keep it cordial tonight. It's another episode of In Brotherly Love. I'm your host, J. Wendell Gordon, the warrior lawyer. I'm a dad, HBCU grad from the Morgan State University.
Morgan State education for you.
I'm tired. That's all.
Morgan State
the baddest, the boldest, and you know this better than all the other HBCUs and all the land. Forget what you heard. Is Morgan State University land or for the birds? Talk to me. Who got next?
Next. Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. We're right back at you again. This is Jeff Gordon. And we got, I'm going to tell you, man, this one, y'all need to tune in for this one. There's going to be some fireworks. Jay Wendell said ain't gonna be no sparring, but I'm not exactly sure because, like he said, there's no middle ground when it comes to the topic that we had today. You're either on or you're off. You like it or you don't. But anyway, my name is Jeff Gordon. I'm an HBCU grad. I'm a father. I'm a brother. I'm an uncle. I'm a son, and from the Hampton University, the standard of excellence. Go ahead, and these two kings right here, these are my brothers. And then we got our cousin, our other brother up in here. So we really gonna have a good time today.
Oh Lord. What's going on, y'all? It's the baby of the bunch. It's Jason, that's the voice Gordon, the youngest of the three. I got to say it twice, because somebody be trying to get over on folk. But I am a graduate of the best HBCU known to man, always in the top two, and we ain't number two. None other than your home of your MVP, Madam Vice President Kamala Harris, the Mecca, Howard University. You see how that just flowed straight because that was the truth. Yeah, everybody else had to make up their own, but everybody knows that the Mecca is Howard University. I am a husband. I am a father. I am an uncle. I am a son, and I am a brother to these two gentlemen here. Like my brothers have already laid the groundwork. We gonna get it popping. Y'all seemed to like the topic last week, so we decided to take it to the next level because of an event that transpired shortly after we got off the air, and that was the passing of the lightning rod, Kevin Samuels. So
we got to introduce our guest.
Oh, I'm gonna get to that. Okay. I didn't forget.
All right.
And we've got some guests on to talk about this topic. And we're gonna bring on the ladies first. We have Dr. Kristy Jackson and Dr. Loucresie Rupert. I hope I said it right. I hope I didn't butcher it too bad. And then we have also Dr. Clifford Lovett. So we've got three doctors on this joint. Oh, shucks, baby. So we're going to start with Dr. Kristy Jackson. Then we're going to go to Dr. Loucresie Rupert. And then we're going to go to Dr. Love, Dr. Clifford Lovett. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
So good evening. I'm Kristy Jackson. I am an adult psychiatrist by trade. I am a mother of 3 young school-age children. I am divorced, been divorced for about 10 years now. So I came to the dating field kicking and screaming, if you will. It's not something I signed up for in this season of life. And I was one of those people that did not know much about the deceased until I was rolling through other people's commentary on Facebook. So I thought it was crazy that this individual, met an untimely death in between, being asked to come on this show and physically being here. But thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right, who we got next? Dr. Rupert.
Hey, I'm Loucresie Rupert. I am an adult, child, and adolescent psychiatrist. I'm a mother. I adopted 2 amazing children. I am a sister, daughter. I am single, never married, just didn't really have time to date. And then I decided to foster while in residency. So that took any time for dating away. So I've really just been dating. Yeah. I've really just been in the dating world, like serious about it the last few years. And yeah, that's me.
Well,
Dr. Love.
happy to have all three of our doctors on the show. Cliff, you gonna tell us a little something?
Yeah, I'll tell you a little something about me. First of all, thanks for having me on here. My brothers from another mother, my cousins.
Cousins.
It's good to be on here. I am from HU as well, so I do have to say HU is the greatest school of them all. So I have to agree with my cousin Jason on that one.
HU.
Single right now.
Even a broken clock is right 2 times a day.
Maybe.
Today it's right twice. So,
Maybe.
Yes, I'm single, dating, never married. I don't have any kids that I'm aware of.
Damn.
At least in this country. Yeah, ready to have some.
At least in this country?
Damn. This is gonna be an interesting show tonight. Look, let me tell y'all something. And go ahead, Cliff. I don't want to cut you off.
I had to fill my cup up.
So anyway, I'm kind of excited about this show because I think we're gonna get into a little something that I don't even have to be involved in. I could be hands off. I could throw gasoline and just watch the fire burn. And that's kind of what I want to do this evening. Look, some men have argued that a tall oak has fallen. That some men have said that this whole Kevin Samuels loss is a tremendous loss to our species, so to speak. Now, women, on the other hand, have said good riddance, that the way that he talked to women, his message was not appreciated. Oftentimes they felt disrespected, and it left us all wondering what woman would subject themselves to his criticism, because they always managed to make their way on his podcast. And I wasn't an avid watcher, but I'm gonna tell you, I have watched a few episodes. I have heard some of the things that we're saying. And quite frankly, just like everybody else, man and woman alike, there were a few things that I could ascribe to. On the other hand, there were also things that I would not ascribe to. So I just wanted to hear from the ladies because they had a lot of emotion about the life and death of Kevin Samuels. And people were posting left and right. And what I found mostly, it wasn't the baddies, so to speak. It wasn't the boss bitches, as they kind of call themselves. These were educated women who really took to the internet platforms and voiced their opinion about, again, the life and death of Kevin Samuels. So we wanted to continue along that vein to allow folks to either vent or grieve or anything in between, because it's all wide open. I mean, this is a cage match. So
boy,
whatever it becomes, that's what it is. If it becomes neutral and gentle, we'll have that too, because we're all professionals. But look, I'm gonna throw it in. Kristy, what did you think about the life and death of Kevin Samuels?
You know what? I think what's been most disturbing is kind of the comment that you actually made. I want to say Gordon, but it's 50 million Gordon. Gordon in the suit. The comment that you made about people saying, some men saying that a tall oak in the species has fallen. I had only seen like a couple of pieces of some of his episodes. And to be honest with you, some of the things that I heard, I was like, well, this ninja not talking about me. But some of the stuff was hard to listen to, even if I didn't identify with the woman sitting there listening to it. There's a lot of people that are really polarizing. You know, our last president split the country down the middle, right? He was a polarizing human, in my opinion. The thing that got me was, are we really gonna sit here and talk like this is some upstanding person like Dr. CB Part 2 has died? Like, that's the part that got me. It's a lot of people on the internet saying all sorts of stuff. And as a psychiatrist, Dr. Rupert would say the same. It's hard to really rankle us. Like, we've literally had vile people sitting this close to us saying crazy stuff to us, and we have to keep it professional. But the thing that got me, I was like, nah, he actually said some really bad stuff. Like, even if it didn't hurt my feelings, because I'm like, you're not talking to me, it was still some disgusting stuff to say. And so in my mind, I'm thinking perhaps maybe I hadn't looked through enough of his shows. Maybe I didn't really look at his whole body of work, and I'm judging him off of,
Clips.
a few hot topics. But he chose to say that stuff out of his face, and he knew what he was doing when he said it. So that's the part that bothered me. Yeah, like, if this who you are, okay, cool, but I'm not going to sit here and act like this upstanding American has fallen. We're going to have to lay out on the floor and greet. No, I don't glory in anybody dying, but
No ripping of the clothes.
You ain't pouring out. You're not pouring out no liquor.
Listen, bro got the same. Like, you remember, like when Herman Cain died and people farted and kept it pushing? It was like that. Like, God, I hate that black man died.
And you
How do you remember that? How did you even remember that? Good Lord.
Look, that was a very.
See? That's exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly.
All right.
From the COVID. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Loucresie. Look, you made it a point. You made it a point to drop it in my DMs how you feel. So she was like, "Look, let me just let you know."
I'm just
so we're clear.
I agree with her. I saw a meme that had like him and Martin Luther King and Malcolm X together, and I was like, folks are really tripping. I'm an advocate. But as a psychiatrist, not only am I an advocate in my profession, but I do advocacy work outside of that. I run a nonprofit. I'm an advocate for children and Black women specifically. And just two things he said that to me are just unforgivable is he said he doesn't believe in domestic violence, that he's never seen a Black woman abused, and he said that if your child tells you that they've been sexually abused by someone, you shouldn't immediately believe them. So on top of all the other awful things he said, to me, those are two things that you can't overcome. Like, you're not an advocate for women, you're not an advocate for children. I really don't care if you live or die. And so I don't care that he died.
Wow.
I told you, look, it's not, and believe it or not, these ladies are not the minority view. In fact, from the women that anecdotally, anecdotally, they fit the majority. And in fact, if you say something that's nice about Kevin Samuels, I don't know what's going to happen to you.
You might be
might get karate chopped in the throat. I don't know. If you're in striking distance, you might get it. Cliff, on site, they might get you. But what you got to say about it?
He's definitely not as bad as you guys are making him out to be.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Okay, Superman, let's hear it. Go on the cape for him, Superman. Let's hear it.
I will say,
he got on his Superman shirt too. You ready?
Hey. See how I got personal real quick?
Hey,
about his shirt.
Hold on, ladies, go to your corners real quick. Go to your corners.
Let's go to the neutral corners.
I will utilize
Look, we got to hold them back.
I utilize the mute button. Go ahead, Cliff.
And hear me out here. Hear me out here. So he's not as bad as you guys are making him out to be. First of all, his message was real harsh. I can't say that it wasn't harsh, right? The delivery, definitely harsh. I don't agree with the child molestation statements and the abuse. I don't agree with that. But he says some things about relationships and about how people view themselves and how people are and people react in relationships. That's very true. When he talks about, I saw a clip yesterday that I saw online where he was talking about this one woman called into the show, and she's talking bad about this man that was interested in dating her. The guy, I guess, was 5'3" or 5'4", and she says that she deserves a man that's making over $150,000. So then he asked her, how much do you weigh? All right. And she says that she's about 190 and she's 5'6". Well, why are you pooing on this man that's 5'3" and heavy, and you're 190 and 5'6"? Like the message that he says it harshly. So he did call her a linebacker.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, really? And see, that's why people don't like him now.
He called her a linebacker.
Hold on, wait. Finish your thought, Cliff. Finish your thought.
But the message he's trying to say is you have to look at yourself, you know, before you're shitting on some other person that may like you or somebody that you're after, you know, but you don't have qualifications to get that person. Like people have to work on themselves. That's the message that he's giving. People don't want to work on themselves. Women don't want to look at themselves and say, okay, what is it that I'm doing, you know, or what is it that I'm not bringing to the table, you know, that this person.
Walk light, brother. Walk light.
We're gonna say when we ain't gonna let them go out too deep.
Okay, let me reel it back in a little bit. We ain't
gonna let them go out too deep. I'm watching them. I'm the lifeguard. Keep going, brother.
Go ahead, finish your thought. I see you, Kristy. I acknowledge you.
Oh, I'm good. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Look.
So
first of all, we're gonna have frank discussion.
Yeah.
This is a no judgment zone, but folks are gonna be judging you because it's a public platform.
Right. You don't have
the
informal.
people here, we're not gonna judge you, but we can't take account of you when you walk outside your front door. You're on your own. Okay. Bottom line is, again, this is a very polarizing subject about a very polarizing individual, and you're not going to agree with everything that's said here. But what I do want to do, I want to hear what you think. I want to hear your thoughts. We believe that our show is the marketplace for ideas and comments. So I really want to hear it because Cliff said what a lot of other men have said who are really in his demographic. And I don't know, I don't care whether it's financial, whatever the demographic is, there are people in his demographic who feel the same way he does, that we feel like that they feel like that women kind of put themselves on a pedestal at times, and that there's no accountability for being up there, and they look down on brothers at times, and I ain't talking about all of them, some of them, and some men feel this way. And Kevin Samuels kind of brought to a platform what these types of brothers say privately when they're smoking their cigars and drinking their cognac. So that's why we're kind of giving you the game right here and try to have some conversation. So Dr. Rupert, Loucresie, we're gonna call you Loucresie tonight, Dr. Loucresie. Yeah. How would you respond to Dr. Cliff Lovett? We're gonna put the doctors against one another.
I just have a couple questions. So the ladies, and I'm gonna be honest, I've never listened to a whole show of his because I had no desire to. But the lady said she wanted somebody who makes $150,000. Why was this question about her weight versus like how much she weighs or what her job is? If we're talking about equally yoked, then we should compare apples and oranges as oranges. The other thing is statistically, who's more likely to go to therapy, Black women or Black men? Just want to know, since we're saying that women don't like to work on themselves. Does anybody know the answer? Because I did. It's Black women. And statistically, who's more likely to be more educated or make more money in the relationship out of Black men and Black women?
I don't know. Is
Black women, and these are statistics that you can look up.
You know what? I don't disagree with that. I think that what Kevin Samuels was saying, like, we don't care how much money you make, to be honest with you, and we really didn't care. You know, you got basic education, a degree or so. We don't care what kind of degrees you got. And don't let me.
There's lots of skinny men with fat women, though, so that's not even a good point. But also,
look, I don't want to get this argument, but Cliff, you go ahead, you tell me.
I just want to say something else. Statistically, the marriages that are more likely to get divorced are Black men and white women, and the marriages that are least likely to get divorced are Black women and white men. So it seems like Black men are in a lot of those statistics on the negative side. So just leave it there, and you guys go ahead.
Don't leave it there. We're gonna talk.
No, don't leave it there. Let's talk about it.
It's something about wrapping yourselves up in the struggle that builds character. So I can see why perhaps some white men might want to be with Black women because they.
I'm not talking about interracial relationships. I'm just saying statistics like Black in the most stable marriages out of everybody is Black women and white men. And then
Because white men will pretty much take it. They don't push back. They'll take whatever and they'll do whatever.
oh, so the white women are pushing back? Because that's the
The
least.
No, I'm saying that a lot of white men, they're going to be real passive about it. It's not in them to really push because they're just trying to, their struggle is different. So they don't have
So out of
So what's the
curiosity,
reason that?
but out of curiosity, why do we go to interracial dating as opposed to?
Because that's the statistics. So the statistics are that Black men.
But so if you wanted to make negative statistics,
less
statistics on Black men and Black
less interracial marriages than
give it the statistics on Black men and Black women.
No, so the Black men and Black women have a high divorce rate, but it's not higher than Black men with other people. And Black women who marry, basically anybody who marries a Black man is more likely to get divorced, according to the statistics.
There are more
in
Black
any race, of any race.
Black women than white men being married to Black women.
Hold up. Did you hear what she said, though? Did you hear what she said?
Of any race, anybody who marries a Black man is more likely to get divorced per statistics. Out of
Boy, that's some hateration right there. That's
So-
some hate.
That's
some hate right
that's
there.
facts.
Oh my goodness. Go ahead, Cliff. What you got to say, Cliff?
So maybe we should talk about therapy with that.
All right, let's address that real quick. So this is your area of profession. Why is that?
Because Black men don't go to therapy and work on themselves. They're too busy talking about what women need to do.
So you think? Okay, so
Christy, come on.
Christy had to put it.
Come on, Christy. Come on in, because you've been quiet.
Listen, I know that y'all don't want to hear what Loucresie said. Some of it is tight and right, though. And I mean, let me first of all clarify that by saying a lot of things. Number one, I'm divorced, but I'm not miserable. And number two, gosh, this junk is on the internet live streaming. I'm trying to choose my words because I do want to be respectful to my ex and to my children. Number two, the way that my marriage ended it's not the stuff that Tyler Perry movies are made of. So it's kind of like, well, whatever. The truth is the truth. So,
Was he Black?
My ex-husband ended. Yeah, he's Black. I was married to a Black man that I've known since I was a child, right? We were married for some years. He decided to become involved in an extramarital affair that produced children during a period of time where I was thought to be infertile. Okay. And the person that he left, he subsequently married not long after, and they're still married to this day. They've been married for several years now. But I'm trying to say this in the kindest way that I can, because I don't want people to get the wrong impression of me as a human. That individual is not an upgrade for me. And I'm not saying that because I'm salty, because my husband,
the woman who he left,
that he is now married to.
But that was a point that was said many times before. I really don't want to inject myself.
But you say it's not an upgrade, but an upgrade how? How are you looking at it in terms of not an upgrade?
It's not to be disparaging, but from the perspective of, because I know people don't like to share this kind of stuff, but whatever, I'm living my truth.
Right.
When you find out that somebody is being unfaithful for me, I'm only speaking for myself, not for anybody else. The first thoughts that I had were I was humiliated. I felt that there was something wrong with me. I felt that he had found this woman that was far more attractive, that she was a borderline porn star. Like, all of this stuff is what my mind told me that this other person was. And so when I actually met the person, I thought, oh no, this is just a different type of human. So if this is what your desire is, I am not that, nor have I ever been that. And I'll leave that at that. So I say that to say that whenever I hear people saying things with Black women this and Black women that, okay, yeah, we can be a lot, but hell, we give a lot too. And I'm not going to disparage another Black woman because I don't agree with her morals, or, like I said, they're still married to this day, so I can't knock them. But I think that there are times when people don't talk enough about the fact that everybody is not out here tearing Black men down or dragging them for filth or looking to get something out of them, or if I'm honest, my experience with some of the people that I've dated has been that I give more than I receive.
Well, Dr. Rupert,
And I'm talking about dating below what some people would think are my standards.
right.
And what I've learned is what y'all said is true. People really, some of them don't care what you make. If they're gonna drag you or if they're gonna disrespect you, they're gonna do it. They don't care if you're a doctor. They drag you like you work at I can't name a profession because I'm not trying to say the doctors are elite. I don't want to give that impression either.
And
So I'll co-sign that for sure. That's certainly been my experience. Somebody gonna disrespect you, they're gonna do it. They don't care what you do for a living or how much you make.
And conversely, if they're gonna love you and honor you, they don't care.
Yeah.
Because so there's a flip side to every coin, and it's not all about being dragged and disrespected. And I don't think that is the something that Black men hold a monopoly on, because you see it across all racial lines. And although you didn't mention race because you made it very general, but I just see the problems that we have are indicative of the problems of every other race in this world. What I do find somewhat disturbing, and I'm sure it's true because it came out of Dr. Rupert's mouth, is that if you marry a Black man, you're more likely than not to be divorced. Did you say more likely than not, or you're
No.
likely?
I don't know that that's true. Just that if you marry a Black man, you're more likely to get divorced than any other race of man. But I don't know that.
Race of man. Well, you said it, so why would you say it?
No. That what I said is true. That's not the same as what you said, though.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes,
so Cliff, let's address some of this stuff. Are Black men getting that rap because and what kind of Black men? Well, let's just talk about Black men in general, and let's deal with that. Why are we so unmarriable, or we can't maintain our marriages?
I think, and I'm gonna jump in there real quick, Cliff. One of the things is that I've paid a lot of attention to when we start to discuss relationships over the course of my adult life is what appears to be, I guess, it almost seems to be the character assassination of Black men. But it started at the drug era, on the war on drugs, when Black men were removed from the home, when crack cocaine was introduced into the community, where Black men had to decide whether or not they were either going to use it, sell it, so forth and so on. And then once that started, it was like a character assassination that I've noticed throughout the last several eras. And what that does is, even in using the statistics that you pointed out, it has basically made it to seem like the Black man is undateable, or that the Black man is not,
he can't maintain his marriage, his commitment.
That he can't maintain their commitments. And these types of this, I guess the way this information goes out has kind of played a part into what has happened with Black relationships throughout time, or throughout at least my lifetime.
And who is the originator, or who's the one who created these statistics? Because now I'm starting, as a lawyer, I want to see what the source is. Is this some source, or some statistic that has been challenged? Has it been peer reviewed? What have you? Whatever the quality assurance is for making these types of statements, because they're inherently biased, inherently racist, at least on their face. How do they go about maintaining or obtaining their statistics? Because that is a powerful statement for someone to make. And I'd like to know the source of it. Was the source white men who married Black women? Did they create this statistic? You know what I mean? So we got a challenge.
It's the Pew Research Institute statistics.
Okay.
I don't have the paper in front of me.
It's fine, and I'm not. Yeah.
But I do want to mention that all of those things that Black men go through, Black women also go through those things, along with the sexism part of being a woman. So it's, we go through racism and sexism. And so just saying that there's a character assassination of Black men, there's a character assassination of Black women, as angry, as welfare want, all of that. So we all have, in this room,
it's not a pissing
contest. This is what I think. I think that.
No, I'm not saying it's a pissing contest. What I'm saying is that we can't say, oh, there's this character assassination of Black men, that's why they ... but not say, oh, there's a character assassination of Black women, and that's why ...
So I think that the collection of this data is what draws a fan base to a Kevin Samuels type of person. Because when we hear stuff like this, and it may very well be true, I don't know, that's not my field of expertise, but there's always a flip side. And we know that when somebody says something, there's always another side. So when you hear this voice from the other side, like, yeah.
Well, listen to this. There is some truth to it. Like going back to what Jason said, as a Black man, you have a lot of struggles in the world. Today, in the past, still today, you still deal with a lot of racism, and you still deal with issues that a lot of other people don't have to deal with. So when we get into relationships, we're a little bit more scarred. We have a little bit more to prove. Now, as far as the Black woman, which kind of ties into what Dr. Rupert is saying, the Black woman in many households have started to pick up the slack. So you have more Black women in the world that are the breadwinners and that are, raising a family by themselves. Throughout time, this has probably caused some damage to relationships.
Probably.
Black woman.
But here's the thing, gentlemen. Kevin Samuels wasn't really speaking to that, he's speaking to that 99 percentile. He's speaking to the 1 percentile who made over 6 figures. And that's why, and I'm not saying that you make over 6 figures, but I'm just guessing you do. So that's why I thought it was important, because what we were talking about is women who weren't making that kind of money, desiring men who do, and feeling like they were entitled to these men, and entitled to these men, swooning.
Like this.
Before we get to that, one thing that, and granted, I am not a Kevin Samuels fan. I haven't even watched one episode.
Stop being a punk.
No. I'll keep it a buck. But one thing I will say is, one thing that I noticed, that in those who were staunch supporters of his, the one thing that they said was that he was equal opportunity based, in terms of he got on men just as equally as hard as he got on women. Just the sound bites that got the likes, or the sound bites that got the most publication, were the times when he actually was demeaning, was degrading, was extremely abrasive towards Black women. But in a number of the posts that I've seen, because I just monitored my timeline once I knew we were going to talk about this subject. When I monitored my timeline, there were a number of people that said that he was equally as harsh on Black men.
He was.
Than he was, as he was on Black women. It's just that the Black women information got the most tread. The Black woman, when he was harsh on Black women, in the same episode where he was harsh on Black men.
Why is that?
But I don't think the criticism was solely or exclusively about Black women. I think because the manner in which he criticized both men and women, it was degrading to both. And so I think that it was his message, or not even his message, perhaps more so than his delivery, that caused a lot of people angst.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think the thing that got him in trouble was delivery. I'm not agreeing with some of the things he said, but a lot of it for me was delivery. Like, real talk, all of y'all are saying what you're saying, but how many of y'all married? 3 of y'all? Yes.
Just one of us.
Oh, just one. Let's just imagine that all 4 of you are, right?
Say what now?
The truth of the matter is, let's just imagine that all 4 of you are married. The truth of the matter is, the way that he addressed some of those women, would not let nobody talk to you like that, period.
But
even
they
stand for
it. They wanted, it's almost like when you see them,
that's why I said, even if your wife took her hips on the internet and called into that little man's show and wanted to talk to him in the dark, if you would have heard some of what he said, him talking to her like that, being what she means to you, you would have been like, all right now, bro, now come on now. There's some stuff that you'll be like, all right, you might be right, but now you ain't finna talk to my wife like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't let anybody talk to my wife or my girl like that. But first of all, she shouldn't be.
She wouldn't be calling into
that's it. That's just the point. But that's literally the point.
She wouldn't be calling into that show, though.
You know what that show is.
I agree that he said awful things to men and women. I
Yeah.
don't agree with that.
I heard some stuff
But
that
I
he
don't
said to
even
men that I
think-
thought was rough.
Yeah, I don't
But-
even, to me, it's not the delivery. I think, like y'all said earlier in the show playing, a broke clock is right twice a day. So did every single thing he said was wrong? No. But a majority of the stuff he said was harmful, not helpful. People
Well,
need
what
to
part-
see
what
real
part was-
therapists to work through
what-
trauma.
What was harmful? I mean, minus the thing about the kids and the domestic violence stuff. But when-
Minus, that's a lot.
Yo, like
Is that the
those are
harmful
big
part?
things though. Like
Is
I think
that
that's one of
really
the
big
issues that I had with it. Like those are really big things.
Don't
Like, for those of
believe
you
your,
who
he
are
told mass
fathers,
audiences not to
that's a
believe
big
your
thing.
children that are telling you they're sexually abused.
Okay, so
that's kind of rough.
on I totally listen to that show, but if you listen to what he's telling people, he's actually telling people that there's things that they need to look at about themselves or change about themselves because their opinion of themselves is higher than it should be. And he talked about men and women, you know.
So can we talk about how he died, Mr. High Value Man? He
He
died alone, divorced 3 times, prostitute.
I Doc. We ain't
thought
gonna
y'all
attack.
couldn't
We're
leave
gonna
that
talk about
part.
the issues now. We're gonna talk
So-
about the issues.
So
No,
So-
if he's a high value man, he's not practicing.
He
what-
never said that. He never said that. I
so he-
assume that, and I don't even know if I'm accurate. I just assume.
Oh, it's not accurate, but
How do you know
you
it's
gotta
not?
practice-
Wait a minute, Doc.
he
Hold
was-
on. How do you know it's not
he-
accurate?
because of the facts that's been released. He's been 3 times divorced. He was
Oh, you're
not
talking about.
divorced.
Oh, you're talking about Kim Samuels. Okay.
Oh no, I'm not talking about any. Yeah, Kevin Samuels. Not
Okay,
everybody on the
okay,
show.
okay.
Of course, I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
Slow down and preach.
Go ahead. Finish your point, then, Doc.
No, I was just saying he needs to. If he was such a good orator or whatever, I don't even know what you call him. Like he didn't practice what he preached. He died 3 times divorced, alone with the prostitute with less than $1,000 in his bank account. But he's telling everybody else what they need to do. Now I agree. A lot of I have done 2 years of hard work working with one of the people that Mr. Gordon's wife also works with. I kind of told her about her. I have a spiritual therapist. I have a regular therapist. I have a psychiatrist. I've spent 2 years, and I mean I've been in therapy on and on before that. But 2 years of hard work working on my trauma, not listening to someone with no degrees just say mean things for the sake of likes. Like, how was he really helping?
I mean, to be honest with you, he's probably helping no different than Howard Stern because I think he was more so a shock jock.
Or April Mason.
Who was
I
they-
don't know who that human is.
I don't know who that is, but I know how Howard Stern is. I agree with that. I don't think either one of them are helpful.
you know,
Yeah.
there's also claim to have successful relationships because of listening and working with him.
Somebody, I thought I heard somebody say that they felt like their spouse,
We can't hear you very well.
You're going in and out. Yeah.
Look,
So
You got to get off AOL. Get off the dial up.
you gotta turn back and face the camera. We can hear you when you do that.
Yeah.
You can't
Oh yeah,
turn
you got
away.
on Bluetooth speakers.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. It is. It's the headphones. Can you hear me better now?
When you're facing us.
So I
I
think
don't
what Dr. Rupert is saying is that we all need to be in therapy. We carry a lot of trauma. We need to get some help for it. And once we get into therapy, our relationships will be better. But will they be better, Dr. Rupert?
Relationships have been better. So I'm definitely not somebody that fits his mold. I'm bisexual and I'm polyamorous. So he wasn't really
What
preaching
now?
to me. I'm
Hold on. What you
polyamorous.
say?
I'm polyamorous.
Stop.
Oh.
Don't act like we ain't hear that. Act
Like,
we
pause.
ain't talked about
Wait a
it.
minute.
The lady said what she said. What y'all trying to make her?
No,
I'm
we
polyamorous.
can't.
and
No,
I'm
you wanna make sure it's
bisexual.
clear.
I said it like that's everyday conversation. Like this.
It is.
No, it is not. So y'all cut that out. I'm gonna be Kevin Samuels in a minute. That's not everyday conversation. So you got all this therapy. Go ahead.
Yeah, so like I said, I haven't really seriously started dating until the last few years. I fostered while I was in residency, which I don't know why I thought that was a great idea, but I fostered when I was in residency. I then ended up adopting my 2 children. They're both special needs, all that kind of stuff. So I'm just not really having time to date. And just kind of discovering who I am. I am polyamorous. I am bisexual. I really now only have.
Wait.
Lord have mercy.
I can't move past that.
Bisexual and polyamorous. There's only two sexes, so how can you be bisexual and what does that
So
mean?
polyamorous.
Don't
Means
Google
that she
it.
loves
Look
many
at it.
people, brother.
If
She
y'all don't
loves
Google
many.
that and put it in the chat.
I got a doctor right here. Why do I have to Google it?
Because it's about her. You better Google that.
I'm talking to the doctor. Go ahead.
Oh.
Doc.
So polyamorous just means that you can be in multiple relationships. It's different from swinging is that it's not based on sex, like it's real connected, committed relationships. And technically there's more than two sexes, but
the sex don't hurt.
bisexual,
That's a show
Huh?
right there.
But
That's
the
a
sex
show.
don't hurt.
you know, ironically, I don't have a lot of sex. Because my partners always seem to be long distance. Like people think I have a ton of sex, but I really don't. But currently, I only
So you
have
get
one.
flued in and flued out.
Can we? Okay.
No, I
currently
want to
only
talk
have-
about this now.
Oh my
I
God.
want to talk about this polyamory.
Anyway, since I've been in therapy, yes, my relationships have been better.
Who introduced you to the polyamorous lifestyle? Who hurt you? Or who helped you?
Hey,
Who
she was
hurt
like,
you or made
It
you
is
feel
not
good?
correct. Like, why y'all talking about like she had to be put on? Like,
Hey, young, hey,
Dr.
you just took us down a whole nother rabbit hole, yo. Like the rabbit
Who
hole.
hurt you or made you feel some pleasure that you ain't
Oh,
before?
I didn't know.
neither, actually. So, in all honesty, I have friends that are polyamorous, and I really like if you're doing it correctly, because people are people and
Is
can
the
do
correct
things
way to
wrong.
do polyamorous?
No, when I say correct, I mean if you're communicating correctly. So one of the things I like about it is just the honest and open, upfront communications you have to have, right? Like you have to have those communications when you're dating more than one person. Really, the same communications you should have if you're monogamous, but a lot of monogamous relationships aren't like that. And really, just seeing my friends that were so open and honest, I decided to explore it. I had a couple of horrible experiences.
So you went to a swingers party then?
I've never been to a swing. I'm not a swinger.
I
Let her talk. Let her
I'm
talk.
not a swinger. I've never been to a swingers party.
Okay.
y'all
You have-
have,
I
y'all
have
have,
to have some kind of
y'all have sex at different times.
who has sex at
Stop,
different times?
guys. Okay, we're going left. Look, even the people in the comment section said that the show took a turn. Okay,
It did take a turn.
It
because-
did take a turn.
Look,
come on, guys.
Hey, look.
What is saying that was he wasn't talking to me because I'm not looking for whatever he was saying.
Dr. Rupert.
But my relationships have gotten better with therapy.
Dr. Rupert. Dr. Rupert.
Thank you, Doc. I received your point now. I hope everybody else received your point.
Hey.
Cliff has a question.
look at Christy. Look at Christy out there. Christy went on mute.
I tried to tell y'all to leave it alone. Y'all didn't want to listen.
Dr. Rupert.
Yes.
Quick question. Do you have 2 or 3 homegirls that want one guy? I got room in my house. I mean, they can all live with me at the same time.
Cliff, Lord, don't. Oh my God.
All right.
Oh, the chat is on fire. Oh, Jesus.
Hey, he wear that Superman shirt for a
I'm
reason.
trying to tell you. I'm trying to let y'all know.
He about to fly out there, you know.
So what was this show supposed to be about anyway? I don't
The
forgot.
man that had died with the
The
lady.
man died. Yeah.
The man that had died on top of the lady.
Man down, man down. So was Kevin Samuels killed? Was he murdered? Inquiring minds want to know.
I
Somebody-
know.
That it was cocaine involved. That it was a
I
cocaine.
saw that rumor too. I was like, cocaine,
But
Red
They
Bull,
said the girl was a
Viagra,
nurse,
the rumors
but
were
he died
wild.
of a heart attack. How'd that happen? Together.
Hey, I laughed and said he died up in some
He
cake.
probably ingested something he shouldn't have to keep himself.
My guess that this
Active.
hasn't been proven.
He
My
was
guess
clapping
also
some
that it's
cheeks.
cocaine, but we don't know that. That's definitely just a rumor.
I think he was clapping cheeks and he got caught up.
He took a blue chew and some cocaine.
He was like, oh, Donna, I'm coming to join you, honey.
No, but isn't that bizarre? Because he appeared to be healthy, and I know people can appear all kinds of ways, but I did hear, and someone will stop me or correct me if I'm wrong, that this woman who was with him during his final hours was a nurse, and he had said he had been complaining of chest pain, and so I was just wondering, like, being a nurse, how does that get past you so long that you don't even think about calling for help? Did
I
she
don't think
poison
it was
him?
so
Did she?
long
But they
because
only had
they
known
just-
each other
He
that
was
one day.
complaining and he collapsed.
Huh?
Yeah,
like,
they only know each other that one day.
It helped as much as she could. If I'm not mistaken, she called like to try to get an AD, which lets me know. First, I was like, she ain't no nurse, but when I heard that, I said, oh, she really is. She was trying to save him as best she could. And I feel, let me also say,
After she put that thing on him, huh?
I feel sorry for her. Like, as long as I've been in healthcare, I ain't had nobody die in the room with me while I'm naked. I'm assuming that. I don't know if the lady was naked or not. I'm just saying.
You think he was clapping cheeks
She is
too?
not okay.
That
Not
lady-
everybody
that
knows
lady-
you sleeping with
That
him.
lady
Then
looked
number
like
two,
she
not
had
everybody
thighs
knows
that
you're in
could
the
crush
room
a
when it's
watermelon. That lady looked like she had thighs that could crush a watermelon. I ain't lying.
Listen, and then when I saw the picture, I said, but this woman is morbidly obese based off of the stuff he's saying on his show. Because when y'all was talking, I thought I was gonna let it go, but I can't, Cliff. I gotta bring it back up.
Well, no, wait.
Oh, no, let her go, Jeff. Let her go. Let her go, Jeff.
What 190?
It's really not. Like, I weigh 190 pounds and I look good.
Oh, you dragging that wagon, huh?
It's not even a big wagon. I'm just trying to, like, I mean, if I wasn't wearing gym shorts, I would get up, but it's not what people think is all I'm trying to say. It's
So
really,
it
really
depends
not.
on
And maybe
190.
I just wear weight well. I'm a size 12. That's an average.
That nurse
woman.
definitely was close to 200 pounds, and she looked good. I
That
thought she
lady had to
was
be over
gorgeous.
200 pounds. I'm close to 200.
I thought she was gorgeous, but she
was
definitely,
very pretty,
by
though.
scientific measurements, was.
So,
But
to my words, first of all right, those were Kevin Samuel's words. But since we all since we all in healthcare, right? That's all proportion to your height.
Absolutely.
So your height has a lot to do with it, right? And then where your weight is distributed. I can't be the judge of that. You know what I'm saying? But if you say so, that's what those were Kevin Samuel's words.
I understand all of that. I was just trying to bring some balance since y'all talk about real stuff. Y'all talking about real talk, real this, all this real. Okay. Sir Cliff, I can see from your tight shirt you be in the gym. God bless. All I'm trying to say is most of the women that y'all pass in the street that y'all think look pretty all right are heavy by his standards. That's all I was trying to say.
But he wasn't.
I done been over 200 pounds before pregnant and I still look good. And I mean, look good with clothes on and with them off. But I kind of feel like, and I'm not, and also too, I got friends that's heavier than me that pull more men than I do. So I know all y'all don't care. I'm talking about living the good life.
A woman, and here's the thing, and it's most women can pull a guy.
Here it comes. Here it comes. I know where it's going.
Yeah.
I know where it's going.
Men are going to chase the cat, regardless of how that cat looked. A lot of times, at the end of the day, right? There's some women, Kevin Samuels will say, will turn down a dude who she probably shouldn't get turned down, and go after a dude who she probably can't get based upon what he looks like, right? I'm in the gym, right? I'm working on trying to make myself better or look good for myself, but also too, I want to look attractive to the opposite sex. But there are women that I'm not going to touch. Like, I'm not going to go after. They may go after me, but I'm not going to go after. Now,
and that's fair. I mean, that's fine. I think what she's saying is that he just didn't practice what he preached.
Right.
That's somebody that was obese when he died.
But it sounds like he was practicing what he preached, because he was saying that these women typically look for a high value dude. He's not a high value dude.
So hey, he was swinging in his wheelhouse. You know what I'm saying?
The whole program worked.
But if the people say
I can't say that about that.
Man, if I see another,
Save
Lives post in our comment section, I don't need, ladies, we get it. Thick thighs save lives. We get it. That's the fourth one I done seen in our comment section. Yes, ladies, thick thighs save lives. We have acknowledged it.
So back to this polyamory thing. Okay. Because I ain't never met no polyamorous. Okay. So with regard, so you have multiple relationships, like good relationships. Like you have 4 or 5 dudes at the house cooking dinner at
4 or 5, no. Do people have time?
No, it's one at a time. It's just a bunch to pick from.
Oh, it's one at a time.
No, I date more. Y'all, this show is not about me, but I will be happy.
Hey, no, we're gonna have to bring you back. You about to come back. We finna talk about this.
We're gonna bring you back.
Well, you coming back.
And we need all of the other Dr. Christy. You got to help us analyze this
All I'm gonna
from
do
a
is
neutral
mind
point
the
of view.
chat while y'all talking about that. Mind the chat. That's all I'm gonna do.
So Dr. Christy,
Yes.
are we sad that Kevin Samuels gone, or are we nonplussed? Or
She said she was nonplussed.
She farted and went on about her business.
I did. I kind of feel like so many people have died in the past 3 years
Yeah.
that I'm not, and I'm not trying to be funny, with the pandemic, with all the other crap we've been through. And I wasn't trying to be callous. Herman Cain is a human, but I just kind of felt like, but it was the irony for me.
You wasn't feeling the 10-10-10?
I might have been all right, but the way he died, I was like, yo, what?
Yeah. And Dr. Rupert, he had a mother.
It's the mother said that she seen it on the internet.
But he also said bad things. Well, he said bad things about his own mother on the internet. So I've never said anything bad about his mom. I feel for her.
No, I was just saying.
That wasn't what he was saying. That wasn't what he was asking.
Like there are people who loved and cared for him.
For sure.
So does he deserve the honor of the dearly departed, or again?
So my whole thing about honoring the dearly departed, I don't participate in pretending someone's an angel once they died, and people could do that with me. Like, if you hurt people, then you can't expect those hurt people to suddenly sing your praises just because you died. His family should mourn him. The people that loved him should mourn him. But to expect people that he hurt to mourn him, that's not realistic, and that's not okay either. We can't put that expectation on people.
Well, who has he hurt?
They called in his show, and
who did he hurt?
Argued with.
I told y'all at the beginning I found some of his stuff hurtful, and I don't align myself with some of those women that are calling his show. I don't identify with some of them. I'm not elitist in ways that maybe some people would say I could be. So I don't, I'm not somebody that pisses on men or other people. That's just not my personality. But some of the stuff, when I heard it though, I was like, oh, like it should be.
So yes, it's a
like the woman he called a linebacker.
The message, could you not pull out the nuggets in the message?
But it's causing more trauma. I just think Black women and Black men both have been through enough trauma. Like, stop causing trauma in the name of trying to help people. Just help them.
So he said he was an image consultant, Cliff, and you wanted to make a point. I want to hear what you have to say.
Come on here, Superman.
Sorry.
How you keep messing with Cliff, Christy? Come on, man.
She likes the shirt.
I think she liked the S on the chest. That might
she
noticed
and
she looking at them arms.
She like his muscles.
Make it.
Drink water and mind my business.
Go ahead, Cliff.
Sorry, what you asked now, Jay?
No, you were making a point. I wanted to hear what you had to say, because I don't want your voice to be drowned out between these two powerful women right here. So I want to make sure that we hear what you have to say as well.
No, I mean, I was just kind of going back to the point of, actually, rewind. I wanted to really address the point.
Polyamory, right? Polyamory.
That too,
That's another show. That's another show. We coming back.
Can we stay focused? Answer the question.
I don't even know why Dr. Rupert even said that. We wasn't even talking about nothing like that. She knows you're talking to some man that's gonna take us left. You know that. But anyway, go ahead,
Cliff. God dog it, Jay. Your ADHD is horrible, young.
Homegirls come and live with me. But anyway, so addressing what she said at the beginning. So at the beginning, she fired a whole lot of shots, right? She talked about, and you addressed it about, making this much money, taking care of myself. Yes, a man wants a woman who can take care of himself, but a man is not necessarily looking for a woman to be the breadwinner in the house or make the decisions. And, those are some things that Kevin Samuels spoke to. A lot of women think that because that they make six figures, or, they drive this car, or they have their own house, that qualifies them to say, do, or react however they want to in a relationship. But once you get into a relationship with a man, it's different. There has to be some submission.
Right there.
I'm sorry, what'd you say? What'd you say?
You just finished, Cliff. Finish your thought, Cliff. Finish your thought. Jay,
there has to be a level of submissiveness, right? There has to be a level of you're the man, you're the one who is the head of this household, or you're the one who is the head of this relationship and you are guiding. Now, not every man can do that. Not every man is an alpha man. Not every man is a man that can guide or lead a woman. So, but that might not be the man that you want to be with, or the man that a woman should be with, you know. Or if a woman wants to be the alpha in the relationship, then they should find a beta male, you know.
Like a white guy.
Be clear, I actually never said anything about making money. What I said was when that woman called in and said she wanted to date someone over 150,000. Why did he ask her about her weight versus what she made? Like, why did she need to weigh a certain amount?
Because
they're talking about
a man who makes that kind of money is probably looking for a woman who has a certain look.
Exactly.
And so that's what keeps
That's fair. I mean, that's fine. I just want to be clear that I didn't say anything about like I'm making money. I never said that.
That's the delivery.
Because quite frankly, we don't care. Like, and people always say, women say, "Oh, I can take care of myself." You're supposed to be able to take care of yourself.
Right.
Okay. When we don't say I can take care of men like me, I don't say I can take care of myself. Obviously I can take care of myself. I need to be able to take care of the family. You know what I mean? And that's saying something. For me to say, I don't give, and somebody say, I don't give a frick if you can take care of yourself. You take care of a family. That's what I want to know. I mean, that's what's impressive to me. So I just don't care about, and it all doesn't necessarily have to do with money, to be honest with you.
So am I hearing y'all correctly to say that the high value men want women that look a certain way? I just
I mean, certain men, when they make a lot of money, they got a lot of options. You know what I mean? They got options to pick the pick of the litter, really, because it ain't a whole lot of them making the kind of money, doing the kind of things that society says makes them attractive.
Yeah.
So
I promise you, I'm not trying to trap
you. You walking into it. You walking into it.
I ain't gonna say it because I know this is something that we don't say, outside of polite company, and I am online. But the bottom line is, men are looking for people who can help them maintain peace, and
that's the biggest piece.
No, y'all don't want peace. I can't co-sign that. Like, y'all had me, I was on y'all side for a minute, but y'all don't want peace.
So
you say we want problems, huh? We want.
I mean, y'all want problems.
There are those that want problems, but I think a safe space for your heart, and that, because the thing about it is, as a man, we're told to protect our feelings. We're told to guard those nonstop, and really, what every man wants, I would honestly say, is a vacation for their heart. Can I come to you every night and feel peace? Can I feel rest when it feels like the world is against me or the world is against us? Can we come together and it feel like a vacation every night? That's really.
People think that Black women don't want the same. I think that's
no. You notice I said when we come together, like not. Yeah, I didn't say just the man, but that's really what everybody is looking for. We're looking for peace, and honestly, we've been reconditioned so much.
Some of them be looking for problems,
but the thing is,
peace is some of them be looking for problems.
But we've been reconditioned in society to be warring up against each other for so long.
Let me tell you
that we don't even know how to be that for one another, because then it becomes, well, I'm going through trauma. Well, I'm going through trauma too. And it's like, no, can we just come together and relax together? Like,
which goes back to the point of getting real help, not listening to getting help. So a lot of people, you say they're looking for problems. I mean, are they looking for problems, or are they reenacting their trauma over and over again because they haven't figured out how to cope with it or deal with it? So it's getting help. The crux is not to cause more trauma, but to go treat our trauma. So I agree with that. I think most people, even the people who don't seem like they're looking for peace, they are, but they're not doing the steps it takes to get there. Like, listening to somebody who's salacious for more lights is not how you're going to get there. Doing the hard work is how you get there.
I mean, the thing is, you're not going to get a person, especially a man, Black or white, usually, unless their parents get them into it, to go to seek therapy at a young age. Most people to do that when they get much older. And so when you have a Black man that has gone through whatever trauma that they've gone through, and they are, coming up. They're young. They're trying to find themselves and get to where they want to be. They're meeting women in the world. They find one that they might like, right? But all of a sudden, that woman doesn't want to be with him because of where he is at that moment in time in his life. So then he gets to an older age and gets to where he wants to be, right? He becomes a high value man that's making 6 figures plus. And now he has whatever woman he wants to, or that same woman that, he wanted when he needed help. Now she wants him, but he can have whatever he wants. So when he does find somebody, maybe he still needs help, right? Maybe he still needs therapy. But at that point, he's older. It's too late, right?
Oh, no.
Too late for therapy?
No. I think he's thinking about the relationship.
Oh, too late for the other one, the first one. Okay.
It's never therapy. It's never too late for therapy, right?
Okay.
But
so I think, shouldn't our reach then be reaching out to people that are young? I mean, all of us on here are educated, all that kind of stuff. So shouldn't we be reaching out to the young people saying, like, let's start now, don't make the same mistakes we made, instead of hyping up somebody that's causing more trauma?
Well, so go back to your statement where you were saying, you're saying that a white man and a black woman has a better chance of being together or not getting divorced. Maybe that has to do with therapy maybe the white man went to therapy when he was younger. So is that what we're saying here? That could be the case.
Yeah, it could be. I don't have any other things but the statistics, and I know there can be many reasons
made
for that.
by the Unified Association of White Men Who Marry Black Women. That's
white men who want to marry black women. Like, come on, sisters, we got you. Don't go to the brothers. Don't go to the brothers.
They call it the Pew Institute.
The Pew Institute.
Whatever. I'm about to be looking for one in a minute. Y'all
look at Kristy. Kristy, you're gonna get you
I think that I've gotten to the point, not gotten to the point, but I think that my mindset now is that
you're going pink, Kristy.
You want a pink toe?
And I'm like, is it pink? Like, that has literally crossed my mind.
Ooh, you want a pink toe.
Kristy going pink. Kristy going pink. Y'all heard it here first on them Brotherly Love. Y'all.
She want a cherry boy.
No,
get her a cherry boy.
I have given people ample.
You can't choke a cherry boy.
You're crazy. I have been open-minded. I have met people where they were. I have not judged. I have served. I've served people like I serve my homegirls. People that know me in real life will tell you, like, I got a slick mouth, but if you need something in the middle of the night, I forgot to get it to you. If I can, now that I got kids, I can't,
But that's when you really need a slick mouth, in the middle of the night, not during the day.
Oh, wait a minute. Hey, you know what? And
we're gonna end the show right here.
Episode of
Brotherly
Love.
Episode of Brotherly Love.
Oh my God. Oh my. Ooh.
Emotional damage.
Good gracious alive.
You're about to go way to the left.
We're gonna call it quits. This was a great show. We look forward to seeing y'all next week. My name is J. Wendell Gordon, the Warrior Lawyer. And look. Thank you, Kristy, so much. Dr. Kristy, Dr. Rupert, Loucresie Rupert with the Polyamorous. We're going to do a show on that because I'm telling you, it's not that I'm interested in it.
He's intrigued.
I'm intrigued by that entire concept because I never really understood it. And Cliff, stay strong, brother. Oh, we all a Superman inside. All right. Who got next?
I got next. This has been another great show up in Brotherly Love. Dr. Kristy, Dr. Loucresie, Dr. Cliff. Appreciate you guys coming on. It's been an exciting show. And we'll be right back at you next week.
Hey, y'all. You already know what it is, man. Death is never great for anybody. And Mama used to always say, if you don't have nothing nice to say about somebody, don't say nothing at all. And that was kind of where I kind of stood on it with the Kevin Samuels thing. That's the reason why you haven't seen anything posted from me. And then I also didn't have a whole picture to make a comment on who he was as a person. So, it was best for me just not to make comment at all. Do I have my thoughts? Yeah, and I can express them to myself, but y'all don't need to know that. But in a nutshell, like, we just got to stop going at war, brothers and sisters. You notice that our greatest advances occurred when we were unified, not when we were at war with one another. And that's the reason why I think the dynamic is playing out the way that it's playing out. And we've just got to get back to a place of unification so we can take on these other big wars that are going on behind closed doors. And that's all. That's my soapbox, Joan. The three harsh C syllable doctors we have: Christy, Creasy, and Cliff. If we can start with Dr. Christy, give us closing words. Dr. Creasy, closing words, and then Dr. Cliff, closing words, and then we're gonna be right back at you next week.
Oh, you guys, this was such a very lively discussion. I really enjoyed talking about the different points of view. Like I said, I don't glory in anybody's death. And I hate that it happened when it did, but I guess it was good for us to have the kind of rigorous debate that we've had this evening. So thanks again for having me. I really appreciate the invitation.
You for coming.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I just want to, go back to my closing words is just, get your trauma treated. We all have trauma, whether there's personal, racial, being a Black person in America is trauma by itself without anything else. And all of that does affect relationships. I love my Black men. I love Black women. I think we do better when we're, oh Lord, we do better when we're together. Not separate. Stop.
You do better when
I'm just going to say that everybody address your trauma.
That's a third show. Y'all do
God.
one together. Now that's kind of outside the box, but we, that's what happens.
Oh gosh.
Go ahead.
First of all, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate the call. Thank you for thinking about me. This was a fun conversation. God rest Kevin Samuels. It's unfortunate the way he passed. I won't say that I was a super fan of it or anything like that, but I did, watch, and I did agree with some of the things that he said, and some of his teaching. So, do go back and check out some of his clips. Watch some of his YouTube videos. You might agree too. But yeah, thank you guys. And don't just take care of your mental health. Take care of your body too. Eat right. Get in the gym. Get them guns. You know what I'm saying?
Savage Life Fitness.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
I got some guns. I got some water guns right here.
And I got a pew, 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 pew. Everybody gonna die.
Hey, look, so I think Kevin Samuels has an analog, which would probably be April Mason. And I'm not, I don't get any money for doing this, but as you're checking him out, check her out too. I don't get any money for that. I don't even know her. But just so you have some kind of balance as to what that whole niche really is. It's very fascinating on both ends, on both sides of the coin, to be honest with you. So I think we're going to close it out right here. Again, ladies, we so much appreciate you, Dr. Cliff. You're family anyway, so we need to have you on more often, especially when we talk about stuff like this, because I can see you don't give a fuck too much, do you?
Mom, he didn't mean it. He didn't mean it, Mom.
Cliff said, bring them all to my house. They can come live with me. God, young boy, when you young, you could do it, and he mean that. He got enough guns for all of them. He got them all down.
He said, bring you and a couple of friends.
He said he has space for you. He did.
He said he had space, right?
So anyway, y'all,
I'm a high value man with a high value house. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
There you go.
Oh Lord.
Hey, Chris.
That man just put his ad out there. Look at this, brother. You know what? Hey, y'all, we gone. We'll be right back at you next week. Holla at you.